The Pink Panther is a 2006 American mystery comedy film and a reboot of the Pink Panther franchise, marking the 10th installment in the series. In this film, Inspector Jack Clouseau is assigned to solve the murder of a famous soccer coach and the theft of the famous Pink Panther diamond. The film stars Steve Martin as Clouseau and also co-stars Kevin Kline, Jean Reno, Emily Mortimer, and Beyonce Knowles. Despite her negative reception from critics, the film grossed $158.9 million worldwide. The Pink Panther was theatrically released on February 10, 2006 by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and was released on DVD and Blu-ray on June 13, 2006, by Sony Pictures Home Entertainment. The sequel to this film, titled The Pink Panther 2, was released on February 6, 2009. Plot: Chief Inspector Charles Dreyfus narrates a flashback of a soccer match semi-final between France and China. French coach Yves Glouant comes down the stadium, wearing the Pink Panther diamond ring and kisses his girlfriend, pop star Zania, after whispering something to her. After France wins the game, Yves dies from a poison dart, and the Pink Panther vanishes. Eager to win the Medal of Honor, Dreyfus promotes a clumsy policeman and village idiot, Jack Clouseau, to the rank of inspector and assigns him to the Pink Panther case. Meanwhile, Dreyfus assembles a secret team of top investigators to crack the case, allowing Clouseau to serve as the public face of the investigation so that media attention is focused on Clouseau. Dreyfus assigns Gilbert Pontin as Clouseau's assistant and instructs Pontin to keep him informed of Clouseau's actions. Pontin becomes good friends with Clouseau and remorseful of his orders. Bizou, a French footballer who had an affair with Zania, and therefore is the prime suspect in Glouant's murder, is shot in the head by an unknown assassin in the team's locker room. While at a casino to gain information, Clouseau encounters British secret agent 006, Nigel Boswell. Boswell foils a robbery at the casino by the notorious, gas-masked bandits, using Clouseau's trench coat to hide his identity. Clouseau mistakenly receives credit for the deed in the press and is nominated for the Medal of Honor, much to Dreyfus' dismay. Clouseau follows Zania to New York City, suspecting that she knows more than she is telling. However, despite Pontin's insistence that she is most likely a suspect because Glouant cheated on her, Clouseau decides Zania is innocent. Meanwhile, because the poison that killed Glouant was derived from Chinese herbs, Dreyfus concludes that the killer is a Chinese envoy named Drive Pang, now ready to take charge of the case and win the Medal of Honor. Dreyfus has one of his officers switch Clouseau's bag with one full of weapons at the airport for his return flight to France. The bag sets off the metal detector at the security gate, and Clouseau is arrested due to his inability to pronounce hamburger correctly. Upon his return to France, the press vilifies him and Dreyfus strips him of his rank for trying to become a hero. The chief inspector now plots to publicly arrest Drive Pang at the presidential ball, where Zania will also be performing. While Clouseau reads an online article about his arrest, he deduces from the photograph of it that the murderer will next target Zania, and he contacts Pontin. The two detectives rush to the Elysee Palace and sneak into the presidential ball. While Dreyfus publicly arrests Drive Pang for double murder, Clouseau and Pontin save Zania's life by capturing her would-be assassin, Yuri, the soccer team's Russian trainer. Jealous of Glouant, Yuri used his knowledge of Chinese herbs, mandated by a statute, to kill him. After overhearing Yuri's rants, Bizou blackmailed him and Yuri used his knowledge of the location of the occipital lobe to kill Bizou. Yuri targeted Zania out of revenge for her dismissal of him while she dated Glouant. Clouseau reveals the diamond was never stolen but sewn into the lining of Zania's purse, which he saw in the photograph. She received it from Gluent as an engagement ring and hid it because she was worried it could implicate her. Clouseau concludes that Xenia is the rightful owner of the ring. For successfully solving the case, Clouseau wins the Medal of Honor. While leaving with Ponton, following the ceremony, Clouseau accidentally gets Dreyfus's jacket caught on his car. He remains oblivious to Dreyfus's screams as he drives away. Clouseau and Ponton later visit him in the hospital. After Clouseau wishes him well, he accidentally releases the brake on Dreyfus's bed. The bed races through the hospital and throws Dreyfus into the Seine, shouting Clouseau's name in anger as he takes the plunge. Main cast: Steve Martin as Inspector Jack Clouseau, Kevin Kline as Chief Inspector Charles Dreyfus, Jean Reno as Gendarme Gilbert Ponton, Emily Mortimer as Nicole Durant, Henry Cheney as Yuri, Kristen Chenoweth as Cherie, Roger Rees as Raymond LaRocque, Beyonce Knowles as Zania. Supporting cast: William Abadi as Bizou, Scott Adkins as Jacquard, Charlotte Mayer as Dialect Coach, Anna Katerina as Agent Corbet, Alice Taglioni as Female Reporter, Christy Angus as Mysterious Woman, Chella Horsdale as Security Guard, Delphine Chanayak as Ticket Checker, Yvonne Co as Casino Waitress, Jason Statham as Eve Gluent, Clive Owen as Nigel Boswell, Agent 006, Paul Corder as Pierre Fouquet. Jackie Chan was originally offered the part of Clouseau's manservant, Kato Fong, but turned it down due to his perceived political incorrectness. Gilbert Ponton serves as Kato's stand-in. Production: a re-collaboration between Steve Martin and producer Robert Simmons, the successful teaming behind Cheaper by the Dozen. The Pink Panther had a production budget of $80 million. Filming began on May 10, 2004. The film was originally supposed to seek an August 5, 2005 release date, but was then pushed forward to February 10, 2006 because of Sony. With the recent acquisition of MGM, we wanted to give our marketing department the time and opportunity to launch this very important franchise. Sony Pictures releasing President Rory Brewer said, "We've seen the movie, and we really love this film. It's a franchise we believe in and are really excited about, and Steve Martin is great as Clouseau." Critical response in box office. The Pink Panther received generally unfavorable reviews. On Rotten Tomatoes, the film has a rating of 22%, based on 139 reviews, with an average rating of 4.1/10. The site's critical consensus reads, "Though Steve Martin is game, the particulars of the Inspector Clouseau character elude him in this middling update." On Metacritic, the film has a score of 38 out of 100, based on 35 critics, indicating generally unfavorable reviews. The film was nominated for 2 Razzies in 2006, one in the category Worst Remake or Rip-Off, and one in the category Worst Supporting Actress for Kristen Chenoweth. The Pink Panther opened at number 1 in the United States, grossing $20.2 million from 3,477 theaters, and took in an additional $20.9 million over the 4-day President's Day weekend the following weekend. The film closed in the U.S. theaters on April 16, 2006, having grossed $82.2 million in its 10 weeks of release. Overseas, the film took $76.6 million, resulting in total box office gross revenue of $158.9 million. U.S. screenings made up 51.8% of box office takings, with international viewings responsible for 48.2%. The Pink Panther is the highest-grossing film in the Pink Panther franchise. Home media. The Pink Panther was released for home viewing on June 13, 2006, and sold 693,588 DVD copies, worth $9,391,182. To date, the film has sold 1,579,116 copies, $23,216,770 of consumer spending. Music. Christoph Beck is credited with the film score, which was released as the soundtrack album The Pink Panther about 1 month following the release of the film. Singer Beyoncé Knowles performed 2 songs for the film, A Woman Like Me, and U.S. #1 hit, Check on It. The latter serves as the film's theme song. Aside from the Pink Panther theme, numerous other songs were used in small parts, but only Beck's original score was included on the soundtrack album. Sequel. The sequel to this film, titled The Pink Panther 2, was released on February 6, 2009. It again features Steve Martin as Inspector Clouseau and Jean Reno as Gendarme Pontin, but was notable for having John Cleese's Dreyfus instead of Kevin Kline. Beyoncé Knowles did not return for the sequel. The film features Clouseau and a dream team of the world's best detectives formed to catch the international mastermind thief El Tornado, who has stolen several valuable treasures, including the Shroud of Turin, the Pope's Ring and the Pink Panther Diamond. The film grossed $75,946,615 at the box office.